Welcome to the Old Coins Explorer, the ultimate treasure hunt. Here we are exploring the hidden secrets about old and valuable coins. Did you ever imagine that a tiny copper coin from 1966 could hold secrets worth far more than its face value? The 1966 Australian 2-cent coin is not just a piece of spare change. It's a journey through time, a symbol of transformation, and a treasure hiding in plain sight. If you ever fished through an old jar of coins or inherited a dusty collection from a grandparent, you might be sitting on something far more exciting than you'd expect. So buckle up, because what you're about to discover might change the way you look at small coins forever. In 1966, Australia made a massive leap. It shifted from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the modern decimal currency we use today. This wasn't just a change in counting. It was a cultural reset. And the very first 2-cent coin minted that year was more than just a new denomination. It was a symbol of modern Australia stepping confidently into a new economic era. With over 217 million 2-cent coins produced in that year alone, it might sound like they're everywhere. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 2-cent coins are created equal. Designed by the acclaimed artist Stuart Devlin, the reverse of the coin features a beautifully detailed frill-necked lizard, frozen in a pose that radiates wild elegance. The frill, extended around its head like a crown, is a statement of Australia's unique wildlife. Devlin, who later became the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen, infused his designs with life, making each coin a small masterpiece. Flip the coin over, and you see a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin. It's one of the most iconic representations of Her Majesty, capturing both her grace and strength. Now, you may be wondering, how can a coin so common be valuable? Here's the kicker. While most 1,966 2-cent coins aren't going to make you rich, some specific variations and conditions absolutely can. Coins in uncirculated condition, those that have never been touched or handled, can fetch impressive prices among collectors. In pristine condition, they can be valued anywhere between $5 and $50. And if you come across a proof coin, specially minted for collectors with a mirror-like finish, the value climbs even higher, sometimes hitting $100 or more depending on the market. Let's dive into the minting process for a second. The 1966 2-cent coins were actually minted in 3 locations: the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra and 2 overseas mints, in London and in the United States, at the San Francisco Mint. While these coins look the same on the surface, minor differences in die characteristics and minting quality can lead to notable variations. Some numismatists have spent years hunting down and documenting these tiny details, and collectors prize these rare versions. One particular area of interest is the so-called double die varieties. These are coins that show signs of the design being struck more than once in slightly misaligned positions. They're extremely rare, but when found, they can bring in hundreds of dollars. There's also the possibility of off-center strikes, clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing due to a minting error, and other oddities that can send value soaring. But even if you don't find an error coin, there's something inherently cool about holding a little copper piece that's nearly 60 years old. Think about it. This coin has traveled through time, pocket to pocket, wallet to wallet, generation to generation. It might have been used to buy candy by a child in the 60s, dropped in a car seat in the 80s, forgotten in a drawer in the 90s, and rediscovered just recently in a coin jar. It's a silent witness to decades of Australian life. Now let's talk about demand. Coin collecting, or numismatics, is one of the world's most popular hobbies, and Australian coins hold a special place in the hearts of collectors. That means even coins that aren't rare can be desirable if they're in good condition or have interesting stories behind them. The 1966 2-cent coin is often one of the first coins beginner collectors add to their collection. It's accessible, historic, and beautifully designed. If you're looking to start your own coin collection, or maybe even pass one on to future generations, the 2-cent coin is a fantastic starting point. It's inexpensive, easy to find in older coin jars or antique shops, and yet it's filled with history and character. You could focus on collecting only 1966 coins from different mints, or go broader and collect 2-cent coins from every year they were made, from 1966 until they were withdrawn from circulation in 1992. Speaking of that withdrawal, let's clear up a common misconception. while the 2-cent coin is no longer legal tender. That doesn't mean it's worthless. In fact, its status as a discontinued coin only adds to its allure. Discontinued coins often gain collector interest simply because they're no longer in production. That scarcity, combined with the natural attrition of coins being lost, damaged, or melted, means that pristine examples become increasingly harder to find. Another layer of value comes from the metal itself. The 2-cent coin is made from bronze, primarily copper. With rising metal prices, there's intrinsic value in the raw materials, though melting coins for scrap is illegal in most places. Still, it's fascinating to consider that the metal in your pocket change might be worth more than the face value of the coin itself. But perhaps the most compelling reason to care about the 1966 2-cent coin is the way it connects us to the past. Coins are more than just tools for commerce. They're tiny artifacts. They reflect the design sensibilities of their time, the political climate, the economic realities, and even the national identity. Holding a 1966 2-cent coin is like holding a piece of Australian history, frozen in metal. So next time you come across an old coin, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It might be a 1966 2-cent piece. It might be ordinary, but then again, it might not be. It could be a rare variety, a mint error, or simply a perfect specimen in brilliant condition. It could be worth money. Or it could be worth something even greater, a spark of curiosity, a connection to history, or the beginning of a lifelong passion. And even if you don't find a treasure trove, there's something undeniably satisfying about the hunt. Going through old coins is like detective work mixed with a bit of time travel. You never know what you'll discover until you look. So pull out that old jar of coins, call your grandparents, check that drawer you never opened. You might just find a little copper coin that tells a big story. The 1966 Australian 2-cent coin, small in size, massive in meaning. Who knew that 2 tiny cents could be worth so much more than money?